Hi guys, I'm Cesar Milana here, and today we make another English storytelling. Yes, we are back in this September, and the new episode of Rise of Success is the man who made Metal Gear franchise, and even the man who made the Death Stranding is Hideo Kojima. So, who is Hideo Kojima, and why he's so successful and respected, and also why he left Konami and founded Kojima Production before being success with Death Stranding. So, don't forget like and subscribe and share to your family and friends. So, let's begin the story, guys. Hideo Kojima was born on the 24th of August 1963 in Tokyo, Japan. He has two older siblings. His father, Kingo, was a pharmacist who frequently going for business and giving his name Hideo for his common name. His parents are passionate about the cinema, especially watching European film, horror, and even also Western genre which the adaptation watching films at night with their children who's not allowed to sleep before they finish. That situation made Hideo Kojima dreaming to become a filmmaker. However, at the age of 13, his father passed away. However, after financial hardship with his family, Hideo Kojima studied economics in a Japanese university before deciding to join video game industry. This is inspirational. When his father passed away at the age when he was a teenager, his family giving a financial hardship before Hideo Kojima going to university and join video game industry. This is very, very inspirational about Hideo Kojima. When he was in the university, Hideo wanted to see film industry and he written in the fiction. He believed he played Super Mario on NES, aka Famicom, and makes sense he was making fiction, the gaming. So, Hideo Kojima joined Konami MSX home computer division, and the first ever game as assistant director was a Penguin Adventure, which is a sequel of Antarctic Adventure. So, following Penguin Adventure release, Konami wanted Hideo Kojima to direct Metal Gear in a game released on the 13th of July 1987 on MX2 home computer. After 5 months, the game was also released on Famicom on the 22nd of December 1987 and in America 2 years later on NES. And the game was revolutionized the action style genre and making Hideo Kojima a household name and received a positive review. So this is great. When Hideo Kojima joined Konami in the was beginning of the Hideo Kojima career, when Metal Gear Solid 2 Solid Snake was released, which was only a Japanese exclusive in 1990, which becoming the best computer game in the 8-bit era. This is very perfection about Hideo Kojima's early career. In 1994, Hideo Kojima developed first ever Metal Gear game on 3D graphics, which was originally released on 3D Interactive Multiplayer. However, when the original PlayStation arrived in Japan in December 1994, Hero made Metal Gear Solid instead of Metal Gear 3 due to MX home computer release was not available in North America for Metal Gear. And also, Hideo Kojima wanted to make Metal Gear Solid as the first Metal Gear to jump from 2D to 3D, and Metal Gear Solid released on the 3rd of September 1998 in Japan and in North America on 20th October 1998. And the game received a masterpiece reviews and making Metal Gear Solid becoming the best PS1 game in 1998. So this is great about Metal Gear Solid on PlayStation 1. Even back in 1994, the game was supposed to be a 3D game. However, when the original PlayStation becoming hit in Japan, the game was a masterpiece at the time. This is the most perfect video game that even remember Hideo Kojima played Metal Gear Solid franchise. This is so great. When the PlayStation 2 era came in, Kojima developed Metal Gear Solid 2 Son of Liberty, the game that changed 9/11 in video games, but not only GTA 3. So Metal Gear Solid 2 Son of Liberty was like a reference of terror in the city and also very respected, and the game released on 13th of November 2001 in North America, just 2 months after 9/11, and 16 days later, released in Japan. And the game received a positive reviews and making the best ever PS2 game in 2001. That was emotional. When 9/11 was happens, it's not just only film industry but also video game industry that changed forever. After tragic events, and also Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty was no exception. The game, released 2 months after 9/11, this is how Hideo Kojima wanted to support the unity in America, and also becoming the first ever game released on North America first and Japan's first. This is really, really great about this game. Following the release of Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, Hideo Kojima developed Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, and the game is supposed to be a PlayStation 3 exclusive. However, due to long-waited console, the game reverted to older PS2, and the Metal Gear Solid 3 originally as a PlayStation 3 exclusive game, and the game released on 17th of November 2004 in North America, and nearly a month later on 16th of December 2004 in Japan. And the game received a masterpiece reviews, making second best PS2 game in 2004, behind another masterpiece, GTA San Andreas. This game is so masterpiece. When Metal Gear Solid 3 was supposed to be PS3 exclusive, Hideo Kojima wanted this game as a PS2 exclusive at the time, and the game made Metal Gear Solid 3 as a masterpiece in 2004. And that was perfect. I know Hideo Kojima was the master of perfection in video game when he was a Konami. After Metal Gear becoming the most successful franchise, even made Hideo Kojima to proud to make Metal Gear Solid 4 on PS3 as the first ever Metal Gear on PS3, and also the PSP release called The Peace Walker. So Kojima has a problem with Konami. When he developed Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain, which is becoming Hideo Kojima's Metal Gear into the open world franchise. So Ground Zeroes released on 18th of March 2014 in North America, and 2 days later released in Europe and Japan. And Phantom Pain released globally on 1st of September 2015. Both games received a masterpiece reviews. However, when the Game Awards in 2015 on December 2015, Hideo Kojima was barred by Konami for not attending major events due to because his relationship between Hideo Kojima and Konami is was getting worse. So this is sad when Konami released canceling Silent Hills and banning Kojima for attending the Game Awards. So this is sad when see Hideo Kojima want to see the Game Awards. And yeah, working at Konami in Japan is so toxic behavior. That could be sad to see Konami after Kojima leaving. This is very sad. I even remember that Konami then becoming the most toxic working behavior, even though imagine that the imagine you criticize Konami, even the lawyer will be likely warn you that even I remember about Konami working ethics in Japan, it could be the most toxic work in Japan for Konami. That was really, really controversial story. On 16th of December 2015, Kojima Productions was re-established as an independent studio, and the studio partnered with Sony Interactive Entertainment. And also, his team at Konami joined Kojima Production, and in E3 2016, he made a first ever video game under his independent studio called Dead Stranding. And on December 2016, a year after he was banned by Konami, Hideo Kojima received an Industry Icon Award in the Game Awards for his dedication to make video games, and make Dead Stranding released on 8th of November 2019 on PlayStation 4, and the game becoming the best-selling historical game in Japan, making Death Stranding becoming a masterpiece in 2019. This is the most perfect story about Hideo Kojima. When he left in Konami in 2015, Kojima also made partner with Sony and making the first ever game as an independent studio and make Death Stranding as a household name for Kojima. This is perfect story for Hideo Kojima since he leaving Konami forever. In 2022, the sequel of Death Stranding 2 began in development, and the game could be another masterpiece for gaming history. So, Hideo Kojima want Death Stranding 2 to be a sequel of 2019 Death Stranding. As a result, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach released on the 26th of June 2025 on PlayStation 5, making the game receive a masterpiece review and becoming best-selling PS5 game in this year. So, can Hideo Kojima making Death Stranding 2 as the game of the year? Well, I hopefully Hideo Kojima becoming the best game director of all time, and hopefully Kojima Production should becoming household game in Japanese video game industry. And yeah, Odi and Sign will be a two whole Hideo Kojima games will be in development after Death Stranding 2 on the bench. So that's it. Hideo Kojima, the man who created Metal Gear Solid, and after he left Konami, he making Death Stranding. So hopefully Hideo Kojima will making better video game, and even he become the best video game director in Japan and also around the world. So thank you for watching doing this video. Don't forget like and subscribe and share to your family and friends. So I'm Caesar Milana and see you in the next video, guys.